Vsevolod Garshin, a short story collection, an introduction. Vsevolod Mikhailovich Garshin was born on 14th of January 1855 in what is now Dnipro in the Ukraine, but then part of the Russian Empire. After attending secondary school, he studied at the St Petersburg Mining Institute. Wars between and on behalf of empires were a regular feature of the decades then. Garshin volunteered to serve in the Russian army at the beginning of the Russo-Turkish War in 1877. He began as a private in the Balkans campaign and was wounded in action. By the end of the war, in 1878, he had been promoted to officer rank. By now, Garshin, having previously published some articles and reviews in newspapers, wished to devote himself to a literary career. The decision made, he resigned his army commission. His time as a soldier provided rich experiences for his early stories. His first, 4 Days, was related as the interior monologue of a wounded soldier left for dead on the battlefield for 4 days, face to face with the corpse of a Turkish soldier he had killed, gained him early admiration as an author of note. He wrote perhaps only 20 stories, but their influence was immense, although in these more modern times he is barely remembered and lives in the more prolific shadows of others. His characters are superbly worked into stories that come alive in the intensity and reality of his prose. Garshin's most well-known story is The Red Flower, also known as Scarlet Blossom, and is easily amongst the first rank of stories dealing with mental health issues. Despite early literary success, he himself experienced periodical bouts of mental illness. In one such bout, Garshin attempted to commit suicide by throwing himself down the stone stairs leading into his apartment building. Although not immediately fatal, Vsevolod Garshin died as a result of his injuries in a St Petersburg hospital on 5th of April 1888. He was 33.
A Red Flower by Vsevolod Garshin, also known as Scarlet Blossom. 1. In the name of His Imperial Highness, Emperor Peter I, I have come to make an inspection of this insane asylum. These words were spoken in a loud, shrill, ringing voice. The secretary of the asylum, entering the name of the new inmate in a large, much-worn book, which lay on an ink-soiled table, could not resist a smile. But the 2 young men who brought the patient felt little inclination to laugh. They could hardly stand upon their legs, after having passed 48 hours without sleep, alone with the madman, whom they accompanied on the train. At the railroad station preceding the last, his violence increased greatly, and with the assistance of the conductors and a gendarme, a straitjacket, which had been obtained somewhere, was placed upon the patient. In this manner he was brought to the city and into the hospital. He was frightful to see. His grey suit, torn to shreds during the attack, was partially concealed by the coarse canvas jacket, whose long sleeves clasped his arms crosswise on his breast and were tied behind. His bloodshot, distended eyes, he had not slept for 10 days, sparkled with a motionless, fiery lustre. The lower lip twitched convulsively. Tangled, curly hair fell with a crest over his forehead. With quick and heavy footsteps, he walked back and forth from one corner of the office to the other, searchingly examining the old cabinets containing documents, the oilcloth-covered chairs, and occasionally giving a glance at his fellow travellers. "Take him into the ward, to the right." I know. I've been already with you during the past year. We examined the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?